Thanks a lot for coming in.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Something about this community appeals to you?
This is a wonderful place to live.
For Kelowna Now, this is Kent Mulgat. And we're joined by Richard Takai and Tweed Tran to talk about the Okanagan Angel Summit. I'm going to start with you, Richard, because not only are you organizing the event, but you are, in fact, one of the angel investors who's put up $5,000.
I have, yes.
So obviously you believe in this, am I right?
I do believe in it, and it's turned out to be a fantastic program. And it's based on a program called the Seattle Angel Conference out of Seattle, and the goal really is to build the capital ecosystem to fund startups through a sort of a collaborative, sort of hands-on process. And then basically what we do is we get a cohort of 30 to 40 investors together. Each puts in $5,000, and roughly half the investors are sort of experienced angel investors and half are new who want to get into the space. And we go through an 11-week process. We meet every week, we screen deals, and at the end, next Thursday, we have our finale. We have 5 finalists, and the best company that we believe in will get in $130,000 investment from the investors.
Okay, I thought it's 5 or is it 6?
It's 5, yes.
5.
We have 5 finalists.
So I want to ask you, Tweed, was it hard to find 25 people in this community willing to just put up some of their own money, their own earnings towards something like this?
No, we were actually oversubscribed in terms of like finding investors, because $5,000 for investors, this is like spare change for them, right?
Yeah.
But they get to learn about angel investing, they get to connect with other like-minded investors, and they get to get exposure to companies. So $5,000 is a no-brainer for investors to participate. Right. And we already have investors who are like, can I come in halfway, or is it too late? I'm like, the finale's next week. But so this sets us up really well to be able to do this on an annual basis.
Right.
And we're hoping to be able to continue doing this for many years.
So you could say with some confidence for sure this will happen next year. Yeah, I mean, you were cutting people off, right, from being able to participate because of where you're at.
The real value in a program like this is to do it at least once a year and keep it sustainable, keep it ongoing, because we get more investors kind of exposed to the space that way. We get more companies involved, and really, the investment in that one company is really only a small part of this process. The real benefit, as Tweed said, is the investors get to connect with people they didn't know before. So in Seattle, they've raised 3 separate venture capital funds out of people getting together through the process, which is amazing.
Right.
A lot of side deals go on. So we've had a situation right now where 4 companies are having direct talks with investors about getting invested in.
At least 4 companies.
Yeah.
And so it could be that as you go through this process, you started with, did you say 44?
44 applicants, yeah.
So they might have, been cut loose. Mm-hmm. They're like on the loser column, mm-hmm. but yet they made some connections and something could be happening for them. And so a loser could be a winner.
Interestingly, 3 of the companies didn't make it to the finals. 1 company didn't make it to the semifinals, and yet they're in discussions with a couple of investors right now. So that's what we want. We encourage that.
You're getting the right people together with that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm envisioning the Dragon's Den. Is that it, or is that the template for this, or is that just sort of the starting place for the discussion? Is that how it's going to look?
The finale, yes, there's going to be some entertainment value, but the finale is really about the finalists. It's their last opportunity to, make sure that they leave a good impression with the investors and win their vote of why they deserve the $130,000. But it's an opportunity for the community to see the process. So they'll see the 10-minute pitches from the companies. They'll see some of the investors talk about the process. And then as well, it's a glimpse into what angel investing is all about.
Right.
What I'm going to take you through the process, because then you'll get a flavor of how it's different from Dragon's Den, say.
Okay.
So we solicited applications for companies who are looking for financing, and like I said, we had 44 companies that completed the application. And from that 44, it's an online application, we narrowed that down. The investors all got together in a room and reviewed the applications, and we picked 24 quarterfinalists out of that 44. And then we invited the 24 quarterfinalists to give 3-minute pitches in person. So we saw 24 pitches, and then we got together and spent about 3 hours kind of voting on who we think should go through. And so we went from 24 down to 12 semifinalists. And then the 12 semifinalists gave 10-minute pitches, again, to the investors. And then we whittled that down from 12 to 5 finalists.
Right.
And then with the 5 finalists, we went through a 1-month process of due diligence. So we broke into teams, and we did a lot of deep dive research into the companies and looked for potential red flags and deal killers and things like that.
Right. You know, one of the things I've always noticed, 'cause I do like watching the Dragons Den now and then. Sometimes I feel that there's a guy with a great idea, but he's such a lousy pitch man. And then sometimes you'll see someone come in and they're really slick and they've created quite a lot of, fun sort of trappings of their idea, but the idea is a little thin. So do you find yourself as an investor having to sort of sort through that?
The beauty of getting 20 plus investors together in a room to go over these opportunities is where the real value is. Because what's been interesting is somebody in the room knows a lot about that specific industry. And so the wisdom of the crowds has really had a lot of value in screening out what deal is good and what deal is bad.
So one person might say, oh, wow, that sounds like it's going to fly. And someone says, actually, I've seen
Exactly.
ideas like that come,
Yeah.
and here's the glitch.
Exactly. That has happened. And I've seen a
Right.
lot of pitches and in smaller pitch groups, and you don't necessarily have that expertise when you're in a smaller group. When you have 20 plus people, and they're all very smart people from different domains, their experience and wisdom really has a lot of value. So this
Right.
process has been really a lot of fun, first of all, but I think we're getting more insight into the company. So it's not just the slick pitch that's going to get through.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be one of the people deciding who gets the money. You probably have in your mind a couple of the front runners. You'll let them, make their final pitch, but you probably have in your mind already who's some of the top.
I have 3 that I like.
Yeah.
And I like them for different reasons.
Is it okay for you to already? Can you actually say who?
I
they
should
are?
not say who I like. They're all
Just
good.
say-
They're all
but you've
good.
got 3 in mind, right?
I've got 3
so
in
it does
mind.
come down to that final pitch
Yeah,
for you to
definitely.
make that final decision.
People ask all the time, like going into the finals, do we have an idea who the winner is going to be? But it even like doing our weekly meetings, it changes all the time, like who's coming out on top. So it's a really close race. It could be anybody's game. And again, they have that one last opportunity, right? But they all have champions, I would say, with the investors group, like people who are cheering them on and being that champion of convincing the other investors of why they should vote for this company. But it goes, I would say it comes down to their last pitch.
And how do you guys feel about the quality of the pitches of these different ideas that have come forward through this process?
We're very pleased. We're very pleased. I mean, we have 5 very different companies in very different areas, and they're all very interesting opportunities, and they wouldn't be here if they weren't. So these are legitimate investment. All 5 are legitimate. It's just the question becomes, who it's going to come down to. And like Twee said, it's quasi-democratic. We vote on who we like. We've done that for each of the last 4 weeks. And the one who comes out on top has changed based on the information that comes through due diligence and how strong the champions are
So it really is a horse race.
It's going to be. We have an hour to deliberate, I think, after the pitches are done. That might not be enough time.
Okay, so this is April the 11th
Yes.
at 7 o'clock
Registration will start at 7:30 and everything will start at 5 o'clock.
at the
Oh, it's registration at 7:30?
4:30.
4:30.
Yes.
Okay,
Did
see,
I
I
say
was gonna be
7:30?
hours
4:30.
late.
4:30.
All at the Innovation Center. Thanks very much for
A
coming.
pleasure. Yeah. Hope to
Richard,
see you there.
Twee,
Thank you.
and thank you for watching Kelowna Now.